Hello and welcome to the World Championship, but this time we're gonna look at the upper bracket, the winners, the people that never lost their group. There's only one of such groups, and the winner of that will go directly to the final. The other players, the three other players, will join the lower bracket winners into the semifinals. So no one can get no one can go out of the tournament, but they will, yeah, basically go into join the lower bracket. And yeah, of course, this is very interesting to see how the best of the best, all the players are in the top 10. All the players we'll see in a second. But I'm very curious to see how these games will go. And I will cover one 4P, and Weidenbaum will cover the other one. So, oh, wait. Excuse me. What's this? Um, uh, yeah, oh, yeah. Right. So there is Wawrzyniec, Martin Pêcheur, A440, and Shadze Hema, aka SandHippo. Um, very easy names. But let's introduce them a little bit. As you can see, they're all top 10, but SandHippo was also Plundertike before, and this is his new account. Plundertike was apparently number 11, but both not really that many opponents. And if you can see at the E rating, it is even the highest from everyone. But yeah, the top rated player from the normal rating is Wawrzyniec, which was the number one rated for a while, but now got to second. Martin Pêcheur. Sorry. I'm not gonna continue to try to get it right every time. But yeah, Martin, he was the world champion from 2 years ago. A440, which is a reference to perfect pitch or that he has, or A440 is the classic tuning. Uh, yeah, was the world champion of last year, as you can see from the icon. And then I don't know actually that much about SandHippo, but I know that he is also, I think, I don't know if he got into the finals or something, but like he is, yeah, he's been around for a while, retired, now unretired, and extremely strong. And as you can see, if you have to believe this, he's the strongest of everyone pretty much. And then but also his normal rating is already number 9. So I'm very excited to see what will happen. I'm not going in completely blind. I went through it one time on like super speed because I wanted to predict maybe the 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 events. And so I kind of what I did was just check sort of what how the civilizations are looking at the moment that they see it, and then I wrote down what I thought would come out basically, and then also I did note what did end up coming out. But I haven't changed any of that. But I didn't really look at because yeah, I basically went for instant mode, so I didn't look at what actually they did in their turn. And if something weird happens with that, because that can also just give you more info, of course, on what could be seeded. So maybe you could add that. But of course, there I now have some inside knowledge already. But yeah, so basically I know a bit of how to play, bit of the flow of the game, but I don't actually know how yeah what decisions people made or why. So we still can look at it together. What really happened? Let's look at the leaders and wonders. And there's a lot of lab leaders. 4 lab leaders: Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Ed Meyer, Albert Einstein. Also Flaming, so multimedia is very good. Nelson Mandela. Also always solid Churchill. The wonders are not easy to just use, basically. No space flight or fast food changers or anything like that. there's the Red Cross, which is probably more important than normal, as these wonders are hard to make use. Hollywood with flaming. I mean, Bill Gates can usually use, yeah, with this production, just maybe Empire State, maybe Internet, and then yeah, United Nations is here. H2 also not the greatest wonders. I mean, there's Suez Canal, but there's no Cook. But there's some, yeah, Sun Tzu, maybe Colossus, some Barbarossa, Eleanor that can do some stuff. So it is an option, of course. And there are also no, yeah, basically I would say Harvard College is the other one that is pretty not, or that is just good. There's a lot of science synergy, or there's not synergy, there's just a lot of science help on in H2 with Nobel and Robespierre and Newton. I mean, even Maria Theresa can help a little bit, but also Harvard College. So you can definitely get away with no alchemy, but honestly, alchemy is also still very good with Nobel and Newton. It's completely chill. But alchemy, yeah, alchemy actually, I mean, with James Watt again, so yeah, you can go many ways. I feel like anything you do, you should be able to solve your problems in H2, whether you have iron into some help here or you have alchemy and then they still boost your stuff and James Watt can help you out. So yeah, pretty interesting leaders, but I would say this would look to me that I really would just want like a big eco and then just use these leaders for my basically for my big economy, and then maybe Empire State can also do something in that at that point, or maybe even Red Cross, and also United Nations if you have a lot of good impacts, maybe that can help a bit more than normal. But yeah, so big eco, that's what I would like. H1 Michelangelo, not the best Michelangelo. There's like Taj Mahal. There's H2 is not so great. So there's a lot of strength. Nostradamus, Barbarossa, Ziska, Himeji Castle, Great Wall. Joan of Arc could also help a little bit. Eleanor for transitional leader from like Hammurabi, I guess. Maybe Boudica, maybe Aristotle. Yeah. I mean, there's a good mix of everything. The wonders are a bit subpar, I would say. That is the main thing. But the leaders are all very flexible. It can be in some strength, but not needed. But yeah, it definitely can go with some Great Wall and then some Barbarossa, maybe some Sun Tzu or something. Even Colossus. So yeah, there's also like Sun Tzu, Caesar. The only thing that are not in the row is Ashoka Library. And if you've seen the first game, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out on Weidenbaum's channel. It went really crazy. So they have the opportunity to make it go crazy in this game as well. So let's see if that happens. SandHippo goes from Arabi, very clear. There's the full 2CA and 3A section is full of wonders and leaders, but they are all kind of similar. Normally, I would say Boudica is maybe a bit better, but now there's really Hammurabi, and then if you take Boudica, maybe they just take like Sun Tzu and Caesar, and then both Hammurabi and Boudica could get annoyed by that. So yeah, you can definitely take Colosseum with Barbarossa, with a lot of stuff like Eleanor, yeah, and he also does that. Eleanor, and there was Nostradamus and but yeah, Barbarossa again, and maybe even other things. That's pretty solid. And then you definitely have a free HA card. Yeah, and it might also make it a bit awkward. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you take the Stonehenge basically now, then you actually make it a bit awkward for A440, because now he can't. If he wants like Boudica, you only have to take like one yellow card instead of like two things. And he can't, yeah, so he can only take basically one card and the frugality in this way if you do that. He does that also. So yeah, now he basically, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit annoying, but he does take the Boudica now. Can be Sun Tzu and Caesar now to annoy both players. But who was with Aristotle? I don't know if A440 was with the Moses, right? I mean, I'm a big Aristotle hater, so I agree that you don't take that. And yeah, Sun Tzu is player 4 is also a bit annoying, especially when Colossus is still there. So a bit of an awkward position. At least he has a frugality, so maybe he can get an extra population out quickly to not get owned by this Sun Tzu Caesar if they do it. But they can also just take Hippo or something. Actually, Hippo goes for the library for 3 CA. He of course has 5 CA, so he can still do a normal turn. Wait, oh no, he also has to elect, so then he has 4 CA. So he actually loses out on the population, but of course it doesn't really matter too much because he's the first player. So and he's Hammurabi, so he probably doesn't want a seat anyway. So it's not a big deal, but it's very interesting because I mean there's Hanging Garden. I mean Hanging Gardens. I do like Hanging Gardens. I mean there's Michelangelo, there's Barbarossa. Um, There's only Forbidden City, not more Happy Face Wonders. Yeah, okay, Great Wall, I guess, but not St. Peter. So I mean, the Hanging Garden is completely fine. What happens then, though, that he has to send two. So normally it's like, oh, one civil action instead of three civil actions. But this time the two civil actions are completely useless. As look at these, there's all leaders, and so he would just get like one rock for his trouble. So that is basically the difference between this and this. Normally, yeah, again, 2 CA is a big deal, but now actually no, what am I saying? Yes, actually, yeah, so if he takes like Hanging Gardens and then two, then he has three left, then he just takes like Urban Grove instead of doing yeah. Yeah, so he can basically do this, or he could do Colossus, and if you do Colossus, then you do really get one CA that you can use for your population. So this is basically maybe the Urban Grove wouldn't even be worth taking for 2 CA. You just actually flow the CA if you want the Hanging Gardens over the Colossus, because yeah, this Urban Grove is not really worth 1 CA even, so you rather just get your population out. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would probably do Colossus here, but this is also fine. And usually when you have Hammurabi, you also have too many civil actions on the second turn as well. But sometimes you can take them something from the 3 CA, so it's not really true. But sometimes you just don't have anything to do, and then you can just use this population anyway. So take like an HA card. But okay, let's see. Yeah, they do go Sun Tzu, Richland. Okay, and oh, Wawrzyniec usually likes Caesar, as we saw in the last game. And he can now actually bully both SandHippo and A440 with it. But he actually does take the Hippo, so that's pretty interesting. I would have to like think really deeply how annoying it would be if he has Frugality or not, or if it's like fine. But it's like right away on his second turn that he has to make a warrior, and that could be quite annoying, honestly. So I think I would have, and then you also have help again. Yeah, I think I would have actually maybe gone for the Caesar, but I guess. Oh yeah, right, yeah, Caesar, and then the Colossus. I guess Colossus and A440 maybe makes it a bit awkward. Yeah, okay. And you can also do Boudica. Hanging Guard is also pretty good synergy because yeah, you get the extra population with the rocks. For the military, then you actually have extra population. It's also pretty cool. But yeah, I guess going Caesar and then he just takes Colossus, and then it's like, what is your Caesar really trying to do there? So yeah, no. In the end, I think the Hippo makes sense. No, Boudica, yeah, I think both are actually fine. Like, but yeah, if you think about it, the happy faces and the food basically give you the two strength in a way. Like you get the free population, you also free up your population with the happy faces. But then you get one culture or one colonization, and this also gives you some draw. So it's pretty close. I mean, two happy faces. Yeah, even a bit more. It's even a bit more freeing up a bit more than like one sometimes, but it depends if there's like religion or not. Um, So yeah, pretty similar maybe, but yeah, probably I would like the Colossus still a little bit better here. But yeah, there are some Boudica. On anyone else, I would probably just take the Colossus right away. But with Boudica, I would think a little bit on the Hanging Gardens. But yeah, probably Colossus still. There's already a Barbarossa and a Knight coming down when there's like a Sun Tzu. So yeah, I think if you're SandHippo, you're definitely happy to take the Knights. Let's see with the Urban Grove. Yeah, so now you see that, I mean, it's a bit. Wait, what happened here actually? He really doesn't want to get this population out. Like, he doesn't want to just make a religion here. I mean, now he can finish this next turn, I guess, and then maybe keep this around for a while. But if you make this, then you could still finish this next turn if you get 2 rocks, right? This costs 2, then you go to 3. And then you have, yeah, 2 more rocks, then you can finish already. So, yeah, it can also be. Then of politics, okay, yeah, Caesar, I mean, I don't know, maybe he could have done something, but yeah, again, this the Colossus is very, very annoying to play against. And yeah, so here we start seeding. And yeah, as there's a Colossus in the game, I don't think you're supposed to be seeding strength events. But this Barros already makes it more difficult, because if you have a, yeah, but the fact that you don't have a, what is it, technology yet, but yeah, maybe just military band or something. It makes it interesting. Like, yeah, I would probably not seed strength defense here yet. So I mean, something with a happy face, like rebellion could be, immigration maybe. Good harvest, always good for Barbarossa. Yeah, masonry, very nice, of course. There's also a monarchy coming down for the Hammurabi. And there's a trade routes. A 440 can use food as rock. And Martin Pêcheur with the Barbarossa can use rock as food. So yeah, it makes sense for both. Take the knight as well. That's the Sansuk effect. Maybe they're also, I don't know, of course. Yeah, so now you can finish this, and you didn't get any rocks as well. People didn't really seed much, but yeah, the monarchy is very nice. Sets up for revolution. Seems completely chill. Tapashir already draws open border. Also has Colosseum. Gives it to Wawrzyniec. Yeah, I mean, not against, not to SandHippo. So, and yeah, here's already some strength potential. So yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable. Yeah, so here's the fighting band, which yeah, definitely. I mean, even though there is a Colossus, you can still, when 2 people already went into, or 2 people already have knights basically, then suddenly you can do this military band or fighting band, I mean. And that's also very nice to send away. So you can now suddenly send colonization, or like colonies, or strength or non-strength. It's yeah, can be very flexible. But now you have irrigation. Well, now you can especially even more send away stuff for colonization, or even just get more strength just by pure numbers. Also, the Colosseum gives the happy face, so Wawrzyniec has a very nice transition. Has alchemy with masonry, as this urban growth, very nicely put together. Yeah, so A440 can use the food as rocks, which then probably means that he can keep this extra food. Is like very, very strong now. Or he takes double rich land. Maybe this irrigation. Otherwise, yeah, don't know. But he can also go into iron. But yeah, yeah, there's still enough time. It also has the Colossus, so it doesn't really need to worry too much about making knights anytime soon. It seems like there's also Nostradamus coming down, which yeah. Now this, of course, is a revolution, but yeah, with the Nostradamus, it could be definitely this de-incentivized to put in some strength events, but think if you're Barbarossa irrigation, you're not really worried. So I think you can still seed basically some strength event. But now he also takes alchemy because I remember that I maybe some scientific breakthrough or a good harvest. But really more tempo sure. I mean, I think the thing is basically what I noted down is he can seed a lot of things. He can seed strength event, he can seed colonization, mm, vast territory, of course. But yeah, you can send away basically 2 units for any colony. So, but what I noted down was that the things that he would guarantee value from is good harvest and scientific breakthrough. So if he has the choice, those are probably the ones that you want to do the most. And there's a swordsman coming down, but it's not clear if he can get it. Maybe. Oh, it's actually quite clear. Yeah, it's basically Wawrzyniec taking it now, but it feels like he has some stuff to do already. Does have like 5 CA, but yeah, the deck's also not moving so quickly, so probably Wawrzyniec can just wait. Wawrzyniec also seeds, and I said, what turn are we on now? 5. Yeah, basically, of course, if people want to seed good harvest, then everyone else wants to seed rats, right? That's like one thing. So it's like good harvest can be in, and then rats can be in. And yeah, also has happy face, so also can do rebellion, maybe immigration. But there's 2 people that yeah, basically these 2 people can seed immigration rebellion. So this is already pretty interesting that yeah, those have like 3 seeds now. Goes for the warfare, which I found a little bit interesting. Because I do remember this, that he already had 3 MA and I saw some random warfare drop. But now I can see that he, of course, has the Stonehenge and he has the alchemy in hand. So I guess he just has a sort of a redundance on science in a way. But I don't know. I mean, I would probably instead of this because you have the open border, I would maybe even just no, I actually don't have enough science for Code of Law and Alchemy now. Oh no, sorry, but that's because he has the warfare. I don't know. Maybe just do the Code of Law this turn. It's like cost 3. Maybe he thinks that he can get it later. I don't know. I think warfare is still a bit expensive. Like warfare, then you also maybe need the technology here. It seems to like I don't really understand. Is he already scared of an aggression here? I guess that could be, but it seems pretty expensive to make it do it like that. Goes for the Legion himself. Even though Martin already showed this, I mean, I guess it's just free for him to use it now, so might as well. But you probably just want to copy this next turn from Martin. But yeah, the annoying thing is that he definitely has to be scared of the aggression a bit if he didn't draw stuff. And putting in 2 strength instead of a CA, then it's very costly. Then maybe the warfare is already worth it. Basically, it's not what you want though, obviously. And A440 actually on top of the Colossus goes for the Himeji Castle. Doesn't take the Nostradamus. Yeah, if you take the Himeji Castle, I don't think you need the Nostradamus because you have already so much positive strength. And there's still like Eleanor, Ziska in the game. Ziska's quite nice for the extra military action. Eleanor is also good transitional leader, but you don't know when they will come, so might get a bit awkward. Yeah. Now, yeah, I don't know. This thing is very costly, but I guess it doesn't have much to do. Doesn't expect to do stuff. I don't know. It's not something I would necessarily be looking at. I would rather probably. I know this also costs like no rocks at all, so maybe it's okay. But I would probably maybe go into an iron next turn. But he can still do that, I guess. So it looks probably fine, actually. Yeah. And then you also don't need Nostradamus. But I mean, Nostradamus is also not so bad. You know, you can also do Nostradamus maybe. But yeah, now he has like 4 rocks per turn because he keeps using the food. And now I guess also other corruption with this. And it seems also kind of interesting. But the interesting thing is like this phalanx tactic, because he keeps using the food. I mean, okay, he has the irrigation, but it's like 2 turns. Like next turn, make some food. He has like no happy face here. And then basically he makes a dude. It's very difficult to make this phalanx tactic, I think, in time. But like, yeah, he has some passive strength, of course. So should be fine, but yeah, a bit awkward with the phalanx, I think. Yeah, Code of Law, very nice with the monarchy, looking very good. Can take the Nostradamus now. I think that should probably be. SandHippo should probably be quite happy with that. Still has the Urban Grove. I think it was because there was like the civil or the development where he probably made an alchemy with that. Now it's a bread, so maybe you can use that. I think this bread is actually very good pick. I mean, of course, he has no happy faces. Could still get a religion out, but even with a religion, I feel like immigration could get stolen now if you do the bread. That could be nice. Or maybe just be safe from the rebellion. And then maybe also you get like 1 more strength, and then with the Nostradamus, then you don't need like swordsman or knights. Let's go for the swordsman now instead of like something like frugality or something because of the tactic, I guess, from Sun Tzu. But yeah, triple iron on the bottom is quite interesting. You don't really, obviously, it's yeah, you don't really see that often, so that really diminishes the economic output. Yeah, there is a religion now, so okay. And yeah, here basically the same as last. Good harvest, scientific breakthrough. Yeah, might as well be a seeded. But yeah, you can still also see. Yeah, you can see too many things from Martin, honestly. Breakthrough, sure. Also takes warfare. People love their warfare in this. I mean, this seems really too much. Like this one, I understand even. Yeah, this one I understand the way. The other one I think made some sense because he needed to be safe. But this one I really don't understand. Also has patriotism already, has Colosseum and open border. So like, and I think this frugality, or I mean, there's also Bach, but I wouldn't really love Bach. But I think this frugality is actually kind of cool because there's like some happy face issue here. Or maybe, yeah, I mean, unless you see it like rebellion and you will always maybe make a happy. No, but basically, no, exactly. Basically, the idea is that he will always get 1 more dude out, and then he has like an unhappy. Basically, so he needs 1 more normal population, and then if you need to make a normal population, then the frugality can get you 2 extra food for Barbarossa, and that's pretty cool. Now the funny thing is, if you really have 5 MA, then you can do the trick where you use MA to make warrior and then disband it, and that basically saves you a CA. If you because yeah, if it doesn't cost you like 2 draws, then it's of course much nicer to do this trick. So that's kind of funny. If he really does like some patriotism into that trick, then the frugality of course doesn't work. Development of branding. And what is it? Settlement always great. Warfare crafts. I mean, it should kind of always be settlement. Yeah, let's get the settlement. Yeah, again, happy face, happy face. Not much else. I mean, alchemy again, I guess. Scientific breakthrough. So scientific breakthrough and happy faces gets a lot of points here, I would say. Plastic frugality, urban growth. And yeah, as expected, he just copies it. But yeah, again, he might as well just use that last one because he had a free MA left. Actually build another one, so yeah, now the two tactics are the same. So he does spend 2 draws on it now to copy it right now, even though he doesn't get stronger, but now you can also bid either with the 2 units or with the 1 unit keeping your strength higher, so that is already an upside. And now he doesn't have to maybe lose H2 draws. And 440 also seeds. Now, yeah, of course, here, okay, he also has irrigation, so he can also seed Good Harvest. So Good Harvest has like a lot of chance. Scientific Breakthrough has a lot of chance. Wawrzyniec could seed the rats. Happy Face, yeah, we said. Yeah, Martin can say seed anyone. Anything is the problem, so anything can really be in there. Yeah, except for like new deposits or something. Yeah, so now A440 gets the Eleanor on time. Could also take the Ziska, because this phalanx is not gonna work. So A440 definitely doesn't put in a strength event here either, even though he has 2 strength things. If he takes Ziska, then he can get strongest probably. Yeah, but so goes for the more, well, there's like Suez Kennel, gets the Colossus draw, also some points with Eleanor, and of course transitional leader to get the civil actions back. Can still probably use 2 resources from Boudica, so that's quite nice. But yeah, as you can see, mm, if yeah 2 go away, this one next one's also unhappy. A bit awkward. Doesn't go into the rich land now, or doesn't go into irrigation either. Um, Now, yeah, of course, won't do strength events for this whole round by doing this. But if you seed could harvest, maybe then instead of, okay, there's only one CA though, I guess. Guess don't really increase population twice also needed. Yeah, I guess everything is needed, so it doesn't don't really have time for irrigation. Maybe good harvest is a bit too early for A440 here. So yeah, so Martin could seed good harvest. Wawrzyniec can seed rats. Heavy face a lot. Martin can seed anything also, but scientific breakthrough also quite high chance. And now, yeah, with the Nostradamus and the Colossus, maybe not strength events, but I think you could still see strength events if you're Martin, honestly. But of course, as I said, the other things are just, you know that you're gonna get value out of them, so you want to see those first, I would say. Wait, he took an EG for 3 or what? That is quite interesting. Um, does he? Okay, he doesn't need Happy Face, so he doesn't want the Forbidden City. Great Wall is gonna fall off. Silk Road doesn't work with EG. So the EG is just for really later. There's like triple iron coming. I don't know. I mean, this iron is right now here. Then you still have 2 CA left, I guess. I mean, yeah. What about the Great Wall instead? I mean, if you take the Great Wall and then iron, I mean, okay. Yeah, because it's possible. It's possible. I don't know. It feels a bit weird, but yeah, because the H2 wonders are really not that good. Suez Canal also probably not that good even. So there's really like Harvard College. Um, and then maybe just because of you have this tactic with the fighting band and just make some swordsman and then Great Wall, something to work on. But yeah, I guess maybe like Iron could be nice, but then you still have 2 CA left, and then are you really taking like a Great Wall or something? It's gonna take a long time to get this Great Wall going. You don't need to have your face really. So it's a bit weird. So yeah. A really awkward turn, I guess. Like, yeah, the only other card is here. But that yellow card is really bad. Like for 3 CA, and then these wonders kind of suck for the most part. It's and you have like yeah, I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I can see it. And also you can probably still get an iron. If you don't if everyone really takes the iron, then at least you have like first coal, and that's also not bad. So it's not like you really need to take one of these irons again. So you just either everyone takes him or you can still go into it next turn. So there are the reds, which was not super likely. It was only from Wawrzyniec, but yeah, Wawrzyniec actually gets hit himself as well. I mean, theoretically, A440 could do it, but it seems awkward. Like just like seed them in and then get the irrigation later afterwards is sort of extra value from the irrigation, but it seems more logical that Wawrzyniec does it because A440 really wants to just get into irrigation this turn. So yeah, now let's see if the good harvest also comes. Yeah, double upgrade here. Maybe if Good Harvest is in, then you would see this irrigation upgrade over the alchemy upgrade. So maybe it's really the scientific breakthrough now. Although science is of course also cool, but with Barbarossa, the extra food seems quite nice, and you actually have the happy faces to make it work. Now with the swordsman, now you could really not going. Yeah, no, okay, but yeah, swordsman now you can really push strength. So now you could. I think now you could still push in some strength even, but it takes a long time. It just flipped. So Wawrzyniec does take the Great Wall. So yeah, and go for the iron basically, but goes for the alchemy first. Oh, he has double urban growth. I see. And so basically these upgrades are free. So yeah, that seems super solid. And he did have the alchemy in hand, so they or what? Yeah, how long did he have it in hand? I don't know. It was like on the left, right? So it could also be scientific breakthrough as well from him. Yeah, he had it for a while. A440 does seed, so probably yeah, okay. You have value, probably just seed anyway. Um, yeah, there is a rebellion. Yeah, that is very high chance actually, extremely high chance. So it gets hit by that. That's annoying. Can do one upgrade, and this is quite interesting. He shows the mobile artillery. Yeah, his phalanx tactic is not working at all. So this is yeah, he greeted the food into rocks from the pact, but he actually got into trouble with it, I think. I mean, okay, he's not into trouble because he has like but basically what happened is these wonders are 4 strength, which is the equivalent of 1 warrior. So you could say like, oh yeah, great, these wonders keep him doing fine, but actually he has 2 wonders that are an equivalent of freaking 1 warrior. Okay, they give some extra bonuses, I get it, but if you get 1 warrior, you get the phalanx and you get +4. So that is very inefficient. If you get this, you have like no payoff, or you don't even have strength defense that you can win or anything. And now he shows this because he wants to keep 2 cards in hand raiders, and he threw away the H1 card, so it seems like no defense cards from H1 are good enough or something. So probably has like an H2 defense card, maybe even 2. Also, of course, Colossus, or he just wants to seed 1. But seeding 1 is also not that much of a priority when you're like one of the weakest. So maybe he really has just like 2 defense cards or something very nice to seed, but then he could also just seed it right away, right? He still seeded the H1 event. I mean, this one could really be good harvest. The other one would have been a bit too early. Yeah. And I am not even looking at my cheat sheet anymore. I don't know why I did it. Oh yeah, the foray. Yeah, the foray is of course a very good strength event to seed. I think probably Martin. Yeah, if we're talking about strength events, yeah, against the Nostradamus, then you can always win this strength event pretty much as Martin. So this is, yeah, combined with good harvest and scientific breakthrough and happy face. I mean, okay, again, he can seed a lot of things to be fair, but yeah, of course, if you're seeding a strength event, that is like basically the best one, of course. Alchemy goes in, and now the cannon gets taken, and I think it's partly, I mean, okay, partly because again the whole row is garbage. He does skip the iron again, but also probably partly because A440 has shown the cannon. Now the cannon is only quite nice real estate. But of course, with two wires, not the best. But maybe you can send it away to a territory with the tactic, and then you can swap into this. So yeah, this is an interesting choice. I mean, I think you only do that if yeah, it's so really annoying with two MA. Um, but I think you incentivize a little bit. But I guess they don't have, and none of them have any knights. But at least no, who is it? Oh no, okay, yeah, basically only SandHippo has knights. So it's not that they're really thinking like, oh, I should really take this cannon because I'm gonna go into that tactic. But you might want to block the tactic in a way. That could be, but yeah, I think it's probably fine to do this move if you really have two really good cards that you want to keep. Okay, more tempo sure, and there is the silent breakthrough was very uh likely. SandHippo just in time also helped, and this science really helps gets the common right away. And now the warfare is really sad. Okay, it's another farm. And now he does the trick with the trade routes. He does have a million MA, so it's actually just more efficient to do this over just making a normal unit with food, normal worker. So I guess the frugality wouldn't have done anything in this case. Does take an iron here. Does leave this one alive because yeah, he would like other people to also go into late iron instead of like a good call, I guess. Um, if he takes the other iron, then at least he would make it that they would fight for the coal, which honestly might be also nice. So if you just take this iron, then they have to fight for the coal. Then they have to take it maybe for a higher CA, and yeah. So I mean, this is the question basically, right? Do you want them to have like a late iron, and do you think that's good, or do you want because they could get a call, but now if there's two people that need call, then the second call can really be very late. And there is also a what. So that's also interesting actually. If there's a what, then you maybe want them to get this iron. But if you again, if you really does go into the iron, then SandHippo just gets a free what. Maybe you don't want that. It's interesting. I don't know what is right, but I mean, let's see what. Oh, well, Venus already has iron actually, so it would really be A440. A440 doesn't have anything to do at the moment. Actually, can do maybe scientific method. Um, Yeah, actually you can do scientific method if anything. So yeah. In probably this iron is unwanted then, I would say. So then it's a good choice to leave it around. Reserves gets 3 more strength. Now his strongest. Also takes cannons for 3. This row is quite interesting. There's like all the wonders are late, all the iron are late, and like no yellow cards. So the row is completely stuck, and so people are just taking stuff. And there's a James Watt, by the way. Just taking stuff from like from like 3CA section cannons. Of course, with Great Wall is very good to have. Yeah, start building on the Great Wall. Um, yeah, yes, yeah, and yeah, I guess yeah. Kind of need to set up some iron as well to actually, this is a bit awkward. I mean, to really finish this off with just bronze mines. But maybe he's hoping for like a James Watt into coal still. That would be, of course, quite nice. But otherwise, you're just really behind on the production. Does have a lot of CA at least. So if the row gets going, then maybe you can get some yellow cards. A for 40 takes Newton, super cool. Now can use the leader to also get the scientific method. Can't get in. Oh, and then with Newton also saves the CSOs. He can get into a frequently lab. Holy, that was such a great top deck for A for 40. And now suddenly instead of 2 science, it's 6 science out of nowhere. Didn't get the scientific breakthrough, unfortunately for him. But with 4 CA doing this insane move, very nice. Now let's see if SandHippo goes for the what already, or if because Wawrzyniec can take it away potentially, but it then yeah, it's a little bit of a dance. Sorry, there's strategic territory, and actually gets it with 3 cards. Now Martin also bid for a lot, like 7. So I mean, with Sun Tzu, he probably also has like 3 cards or something. But that does mean that, I mean, okay, A440 threw away his H1 cards. And Wawrzyniec, how much did he bid? 4. So it almost looks like, I mean, maybe like he just bid like 2 units and they get 4. Then he has like no card. And A440 also threw away, but it doesn't mean he could have 1 card or maybe 0 cards or maybe even 2 cards because he drew better cards. But it seems like maybe they both had like 3 cards. And he does go for a cannon now. Yeah, it's of course nice transition. Basically what I said before, you can just send away the 2 and then go transition into this. But he doesn't have the food for a while. Unless he knows that there's a good harvest coming. Because he is Nostradamus. Otherwise this might be awkward. Or maybe it's not even awkward because he's Nostradamus again. And he has like a bread and circuses and it's like fine. He does take the James Watt and a cultural heritage. Okay, sure. Frugality. Yeah, also the frugality, interesting. So Martin Pacheur sneaks in an H1 event. And the vast territory comes out. Now, this is quite interesting because I would assume Martin ceding that vast territory because obviously Barbarossa just send away all your units. You probably drew a lot of defense cards. So you can just send easy 7. Probably, I mean, you can send like frequently 11 or something. You're gonna be just fine, especially with this amount of MA. So I assume Martin sent this. But he bid on the last one so much that it's like he didn't win it. He did 7. I mean, yeah, 7 is fine. Um, was he just confident that he would just win this for 4 warriors and he didn't care that he can just bid 7 on the other one as well? Because yeah, obviously you don't want to maybe send away all your stuff for. Yeah, I mean, if he really had to send away 7 and then I guess he would just wait or something to rebuild a bit. I don't know. It's a bit weird to maybe send away 7 if you know that the vast is there. But I think it has to be Martin. Like there's no other logical explanation. So maybe he would just maybe yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just thought, okay, I can just rebuild on my turn, then I can still send away like 4 units, but you can't really do that because then you get aggressed. Not really exactly sure. Maybe he has like infinite cards and he just send away a few of his cards. I don't know, not really sure what happened here. But and now he actually, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, 1 warrior is costing him nothing really with the vast territory. So even if he had, I mean, if he has 3 defense cards, this 1 warrior is 3. So he can't substitute with 2 H. So he would have to send away another H2 card plus an H1 card to substitute this warrior. Yeah. So, I mean, if he has three H1 cards, yeah, he has to send away the warrior. If you do the H1 and H2, I don't even know what would be better with so many cards that you can keep in hand. Maybe just sending away the warrior with Barbarossa is just completely fine. You can also see, yeah, okay. Well, it's basically three resources. I mean, probably you would send away the cards, I would say, yeah. And yeah, now he has H1 uh, economy, but he has the vast turret on top, CA, and yeah, but definitely would like to get like a Suez on top or a Harvard College on top to make his economy a little bit better into H3. But this is of course very cheap. Bach and Drama actually. So let's see if he can do where I mean this is kind of what you do, right? It's like I mean with all the extra population and an H1 economy, then you can go into this drama. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see how it works out for him. Wawrzyniec actually does an aggression, which just throws away two cards from A440, of course. But he only has four cards. Actually, still on 4-2. That is pretty painful for every single turn that he will stay here. So if there's not the Republic coming off the top, he's in actually quite some trouble, I feel like. Although this Newton is very, very strong, so that's something. But yeah, his strength. I mean, basically, again, he put in 15 rocks just to make one warrior. If he had one warrior with the phalanx, he would be just as strong. And so that, of course, is a lot of investment for no return. He's actually the weakest right now with all that. Um, yeah, Wawrzyniec also now has a million CA going interesting, but doesn't have the watts, and his economy on the everything else is quite bad. But there's like efficient upgrade, maybe another reserve or efficient upgrade here. Yeah, basically another efficient upgrade. So now he gets like 6 rocks from this. I mean, how bad can it be, really? But yeah, again, the Great Wall instead of like the iron is was maybe a bit optimistic to hope that there some what call or something comes down when SandHippo probably takes the what and still has to fight SandHippo for the call. So I would just probably just accept defeat and just go into the iron. Yeah. Now the deck just flipped. Let's see actually what I wrote down from my speculations or my thing. So this is like round 9, right? Yeah. So I was thinking can do what? Oh, the rats came out. Yeah. I was like, did I expect the rats from Martin? No, it came out on his move. I was saying maybe a strength event here with the swordsman, but it's a bit the strength events thing is like if someone suddenly shows like a tactic, but they don't have food, honestly. Yeah, I guess if A440 somehow can get a tactic, then he probably can't win the strength event. There's still a SandHippo with yeah, so the strength event maybe not maybe a little bit uh optimistic. Non-strength could oh yeah, basically the main thing is he just snuck in an H1 event, and that H1 event should really be actually maybe new deposits, but yeah, it can also still be good harvest. I think those and also Dark Ages actually. Even though he has like alchemy now, he went to 0 + 4, so Dark Ages also. So and then yeah, I think A440 also with the good harvest basically. Um, yeah, Rebellion is already out. I mean, Immigration doesn't make much sense except if SandHippo seeded, but SandHippo seeded, I think once. Yeah, so again, it's a bit difficult with the strength. So yeah, you're probably expecting not so many strength events. And then SandHippo also seeded actually the H2 event. which yeah, really cannot be a strength event, honestly. And I was saying that maybe some happy face related event or freedom of movement or something. And yeah, so honestly, not really expecting too many strength events. Some sneaky H1 events that were late seeded, so that is usually something related to the tree. So now new deposits and good harvest or dark ages, basically. So national agreement is very, very good for A440. And the top deck republic. I mean, A440, he's getting a bit lucky with the top decks. Of course, it does cost 3 CA, but the Newton top deck with the scientific method, and now that's like the only reason that he has so much science. 11 science perfectly into the republic. Now he is very low on MA, so that is a bit of an issue. But there's a strategy here. So yeah, actually perfect 8 science for the strategy. Upgrades the farm. Also can even take justice system. Yeah. I mean the justice system, I mean, yeah. Yeah, still maybe good, I don't know. I mean he does have 8 science per turn, but at the same time. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I mean you still need like cannons, still need coal and then strategy, but yeah. It's probably fine, honestly. It's probably good. I mean journalism or operas normally would maybe be taken, but in this game there's I mean maybe journalism. But they also need happy faces. So yeah, that's another thing you need to spend some science on. But so I'm not really sure when this justice system will come in, but maybe he just sneaks it in, and he doesn't have a million CA anyway. Only has 7, so that 8 CA could definitely still be useful. But I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to do, and then and then the new age comes, and Air Force comes, and I don't know. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious actually if you have some time for this or not. Kind of curious actually. Because it seems all like, oh, eight culture per turn, surely you can, or 8 science per turn, surely you can do it. But I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. Not so sure, but it could be. I'm not sure. Yeah, barbarians can always be seated, I guess. Yeah. So it's also interesting what Nostradamus will do, of course, because he still knows everything in this deck. If there's really a lot of strength events that he could win or something, maybe he would even like disband the religion to make like a knight or something. But he now takes reserve, so he can do it next turn. So that seems very expensive to do that. That seems a bit weird. This rich, I mean, this is like the third time that I see people take like some 3A. I mean, SandHippo took like the EG. It's still in his hand. Yeah. And now he takes Rich Land. I mean, of course, he doesn't have any rock, so that's Rich Land is very useful. Also, with the Watt getting it very quickly, so it's very useful. I'm just seeing like, I mean, he has this tactic, but I would still like to take these. Well, that's me, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you have this tactic, so I guess you have other stuff to do anyway. Then go into this, but yeah, yeah, it's yeah, totally reasonable to be honest. Yeah, so the Good Harvest is out. So yeah, I think A440 probably is like this first seed of of this deck. Because I don't know, I feel like if I mean, I don't know if Martin had because I feel like Martin had this in his hand for a while, maybe one turn basically, that he could have seeded something already. And if it was the Good Harvest, I feel like Martin could have seeded it earlier, but A440 couldn't. So that's why I think it was probably A440 there. I feel, but I'm not sure. Maybe he drew it on the last turn and then he seeded it or something, but I don't know. Could be, but I don't fully remember. It could be that he already, if he had it in his hand for like a little bit longer, then maybe could have already seeded it basically. But A4, so yeah, A440, if he had it in his hand, then he couldn't have seeded it, kind of. Martin, if he drew it at any point, he would have seeded it, so it would have maybe been on the last draw. But this is, yeah, this is definitely also one you can sneak in. So that could also be the one that you sneak. Now, he gets a lot of food now, and he just builds Bomb Bomb. I I mean, it's so sad to see. It just looks so ugly. But with Sun Tzu, and also he never did the swordsman. That would of course be a bit more efficient. But now there's a rifleman. He doesn't even have science for the rifleman. But yeah, doing the swordsman now when there's like a rifleman here is also a bit suspicious. So yeah, I'll definitely just take the rifleman in hand, and then I guess you upgrade him later. And actually, you don't care about the MA cost. Normally, that's why you don't want to do this, but you don't care about the MA cost because he has yeah 7. But this was a patriotism or what? Yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah. So he had 6. I still have the warfare. Um, so yeah, you can just use it like this. Quite interesting move. Um, Quite interesting move. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is definitely Dark Ages, by the way. Yeah, this is definitely Dark Ages, by the way. If he really does this, I mean, he doesn't do like rifleman into just make a rifleman. He really makes like a billion warriors. So interesting. First of all, this is Dark Ages, but also maybe I don't know. Why doesn't he like instead of? I mean, I guess these are really just costing 1 rock. So how many rocks did he even use? 2 from this, but yeah, basically 1, 2, 3 rocks. So actually only just used 3 rocks. So even if you wanted to make a rifle, you would have spent more than more than the three warriors. That's kind of the funny thing about Barbarossa. So yeah, I guess. But yeah, of course you use up all your food. Maybe you don't have enough for the dramas, but actually you do because you can already make like another guy, and then there's another guy here, so you can make like double drama pretty quickly. You can upgrade the religion. So honestly, pretty interesting position. I mean, I don't like still having the 6. I would rather just have 4 and then just upgrade some because, but yeah, I guess you can probably still send some away for territory. Then it's fine. But the other thing is, yeah, the Dark Ages. But yeah, of course, also maybe a strength event potentially. Yeah, there is a strength event. Now it is interesting that SandHippo stayed actually relatively weak, but I guess A440 is weaker, so it's fine. Yeah. So Wawrzyniec finally gives up and is like, fine, I'll use my efficient upgrades to go into this iron instead of coal. So this is, I think, is a bit painful. I mean, this is the high variance that you go for. The first coal is not even out, and it will also be picked up by SandHippo the half of the time. And yeah, I feel like he could have done this way earlier potentially instead of this Great Wall steps. And that could have snowballed quite a bit, getting some extra rocks and then using those rocks for extra rocks. So yeah, but yeah, you can use those efficient upgrades at least. We're coming up to H3 relatively soon. Yeah, strategy okay, and wait a second, wait. I only just realized that A440 also doesn't have iron. Yeah, of course. Then you go into the iron, man. There's 3 people without iron. Hmm. Not really sure what happened exactly with this super late iron. Also, A440 really can't get these cannons. Actually, yeah, they're all out now. Everyone got cannon but him. So he's like super sad. Makes another knight. And now has to go for Conquistador. So sad. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for A440, I mean, he got sort of super lucky with the Newton top deck into the Republic top deck, but yeah, again, this whole strength thing is very funny actually, because again, he basically used the food for rock for a million turns, like 4 turns in a row or something. And because of that, he didn't have the extra population to actually finish off his phalanx, and because of that, he was just, I don't know, very weak. And then if he wasn't that weak, maybe he could have seeded some strength events in or something, or won some strength events instead of getting owned by the. Did he get owned by the call to arms? Yeah, there's like 2 from the call to arms, but yeah, that was this is super this has been super awkward with the strength. Yeah, I mean, or just get like some happy face so that you can actually do it, right? But it didn't work out somehow. Now, will we see the justice system next turn? There's the call. Here's the mobile artillery. Take the reading. Doesn't take the call. Yeah, there's a second call, and there's 16 cards, and Wawrzyniec now actually went into the thing. So yeah, of course you don't take the call actually. So yeah, here is the Dark Ages, of course. That was 100% in. What else was in? I mean, Good Harvest. No, not Good Harvest. Yeah, Good Harvest. Anything else that we were expecting? I don't think so, honestly. Yeah, upgrade this. No idea. Upgrade Warrior. It's still, but the thing is here, SandHippo was actually the weakest. So here I don't think you need to do this. Because I don't think it's going to be a strength event. This one he also see it himself. But yeah, Nostradamus still has knowledge about these and about these 3. Or these 3, I don't know, like 2 H1 and 1 H2. Well, if it's really these 3, then he also knows this. Then he actually would know all 4. But yeah, he knows like 3 or 4. But he definitely knows these 2, and then also these 2, and then 1 H2 at least. So he knows that this is not the strength event, it seems like, or he wouldn't keep lowest strength, I think. Or maybe he just didn't have a choice, but maybe he didn't have a choice. Actually, let's look at that for a second. Seems like he could have done it if he really wanted to play like food or get like a population and reserves, right? Instead of doing this. So yeah, if there was a nasty strength event in here, then he would probably do that instead. So I'm expecting no strength event. So Dark Ages, of course. Yeah, those upgrade. Maybe you could just upgrade the iron here, honestly, because again, no strength event. Should be wealthy territory, okay. I mean, now that he is out of Barbarossa, okay, but it's a wealthy territory. Like you're not putting in a rifleman for the wealthy territory. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe you can bid nicely with a rifleman instead of some warrior. But actually, the double warrior is like even quite nice to send away anyway. But yeah, I mean, is he sending away 2 warriors now, or what is this? So yeah, 1 warrior. He still had 1 more card. I mean, he had 2 more cards, I thought, even. But he also has now 2 defense cards. Yeah, I mean, I'm remembering like this strategic territory. Of course, that also gave him. No, actually, he didn't win it. But he wanted to bid, or he bid 7 for that. So I thought like 3 H1. But then there's a vast territory afterwards, and he. So I was like, how does that work? Maybe he has also H2 defense cards. So it's like, I'm just gonna win both of them, no problem. But then maybe he would have just sent away these cards instead of the warrior. But the warrior is also extremely cheap, so it's not super clear. But yeah, he does have a lot of cards. Wawrzyniec is now the weakest, so okay, it's the 2 rocks. Also goes for riflements. This is always a funny position. This is basically like, okay, I mean, if there's a defensive army, then everyone is strong suddenly. Okay, basically they're both strong. But yeah, classic army, number one thing to prepare for usually, but this, of course, this now. But yeah, here can still do classic army, but then does need the modern infantry at this point already. Actually, the thing made him not be even able to go for a justice system now. Wawrzyniec goes for third farm. Is this some kind of something? I mean, he gets one more population, gives him one science. Goes for triple selective breeding because of Red Cross. Unintuitive move. Because usually if you go like triple selective breeding, like if you do this, then maybe, yeah, I don't know, like triple selective breeding basically, and then you really need a lot of rocks for that. I mean, you get some extra rocks from the leader, but I'm not really sure if I understand this. Now, I was gonna say, these people can definitely seed in happy face related events. So this could be very problematic for A440. This could have already been one, but it's just freedom of movement. Did he just make a religion? Or what just happened? Yeah, he made a religion, so then he doesn't get hit by immigration. But of course, yeah, that's only one now. This cannot be like the rebellion is already out, so he has a little bit of time. Maybe he can fix it in time, because it's very, very likely that these are some happy face related events. These are should also be kind of non-strength again, or I mean, okay, not necessarily, because if you're SandHippo, he didn't see it, so he might be like, okay, I'm safe for this round, but this could be strength events, so I'm not gonna see it. So because then I might get hit by this, but now it's unlikely that I get hit by that. So it does it like this in a way. Reserve architecture. Architecture is cool. Patriotism. So yeah, a lot of yeah. It's just like because this is an interesting game, right? Because basically what happened is the irons were very late, and now people have a lot of science. Also, scientific breakthrough came. So people actually got a lot of CA, but like no rock. So people are just, I mean, I've never seen so many people take like 3 CA yellow cards. And because people are taking 3 CA yellow cards and nothing here, then the next person also has to take 3 CA yellow cards because like the row is not moving at all. And the only cards you can take is like from this high spot. So, I mean, yeah, very interesting actually. And he doesn't go for the call. I would have still gone for the call, I think, because you do have the science for it. That is like the main thing. If you don't have science, I mean, of course, oil would be super sick, but I mean, the nice thing is he does have the international trade agreement. I think if you don't have the international trade agreement, you kind of forced to go into the coal. Otherwise, this gets to really too awkward at this point. And again, people are low on rocks. If people are like high on rocks, then they would maybe not take away all these yellow cards. But again, people are taking away all these yellow cards, so you can't really rely on just taking these yellow cards for rocks. So I think try having to or producing your own with some coal could still be worth it at this point. But it's getting awkward for sure. And the other thing is, mm, yeah, depending on how you feel about your position, you can also try to high roll basically. And he also has the architecture that can also help to still build up some urban. So yes, actually some rocks here, some rocks here. But yeah. Yeah, another question is like, if you take the coal, can you even go into the coal? I mean, there are some efficient upgrades potentially sometimes. But I mean, okay. He probably needs to make more military soon, but I mean he has the patriotism for that maybe, then like reserves into one upgrade. Yeah, it is definitely on the edge, and maybe it's just not worth it anymore already. I think this is like a lifesaver with the international trade agreement. Otherwise, it's really unplayable. But yeah, now, yeah, probably too late already. Of course, if you're SandHippo, you should always take it because it's discount. It's breakthrough. That went quick. Yeah, he only has 6 CA actually. You moved religion to bread and circuses. Oh, yeah, he also took the breakthrough. Yeah, okay, interesting. Um, Instead of just like, mm, I guess nothing else. I mean, you can do one population, maybe just pre reserves. But yeah, he could also want still a government. So honestly, he can still use a lot of science in a way. Yeah. So yeah, again, he was weakest, and he just didn't care. So seems like there's no real big problem with the strength. Martin Bashir also moves into a third farm actually, a warrior into a third farm. Look like, yeah, which I think makes a lot of sense. Also frugality, yeah, just need a little bit more pop quick to get some dramas, and then you still want a little bit more pop for some units. So I think this is kind of perfect timing. Wave of Nationalism is nice. Let's make a drama. Okay, there is a strength event, but it's not really that big of a deal. Especially, yeah, I mean, it's just for culture, really not a big deal. Not worth playing around. But of course, he doesn't know everything about this, but I think he might know like two of them. One that he seeded and one that someone else seeded, which then probably also are not strength events. It hasn't been a lot of strength events in this game. Um, Basically, Foray against the Nostradamus, and then okay, Crusade is a bit of a fake one in my opinion, and then Call to Arms. That's what I like the. Okay, Barbarians is also a fake one because that can just hit if you don't have the science. But yeah, no uncertain borders, no border conflict. I mean, okay, Raiders, Reign of Terror, because yeah, Nostradamus is protected, and there was like Colossus and things, and I guess people just didn't have a tactic they could go into, so that is like the main thing, which of course I can't see. I thought there were some options, but it's really was like, yeah, if someone gets a tactic going, then you're not stronger. So it's if you have another option that gives you value, like the Dark Ages, the Rebellion, the Good Harvest, then those are just better to seed. And then people also had with Barbarossa and drawing a lot of defense cards, then you can also see the territory. So, but yeah, yeah. So none of so basically yeah, the border conflict on certain borders. Yeah, not too many strength events, and then also in H2. Okay, so far only one freedom of movement, but yeah. So basically, you would this is how you can sort of read or like people don't see the strength events because they don't have a good tactic. If they could have a good tactics, you can maybe see them. But Wawrzyniec now actually goes pretty strong, 21, but again, no tactic really. At least it's a Sun Tzu tactic, but yeah, this packed scientific co-op. I mean, A441's it with anyone, but everyone is kind of low to be honest. So and he even builds the third one. That is also interesting. I mean, yeah, I think it's because there's like the Giga Lab leaders, right? So there's Bill Gates, there's Steve Jobs, Sid Meier, Einstein. So you could just maybe do that. And then even if you get computers, you could still even upgrade them if you want. But does he need the science? Okay, the justice system, guys, the justice system. Now he has science for the justice system. Yeah, I mean, you still need a lot of science. Maybe an oil, maybe cannons, air forces, justice system. Can also go, can always go into like a democracy or something if you have. It's really hard to have too much. So yeah. Also, you have architecture, so it's like very cheap. Takes the mechanized agriculture. Yeah, he's already running out of food. His yellow bank is very low actually. Um, so to not stagnate. Yeah, and it takes it away from what, but I don't know if what would care. Oh, another thing is yeah, the Red Cross, right? So yeah, can't really have too much food in this position. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I mean, it does go a little bit stronger, but not really a whole lot. This 3 rocks could be spent on this, so now he's not so sure about these events, but doesn't really do that much. Is he scared of an aggression? 2 strength would be at 14. Ah, yeah, 14. Yeah, okay. So it seems like he doesn't have 2 defense cards then, because otherwise you don't have to be scared. But yeah, if he has 14 and 1 defense card is +6, so it goes to 20. The cavalryman like it. I can up, yeah, either upgrade this thing, his tactic, or at least threaten it, which is also very important. Ooh, this is spicy. Formidable military it protection on Wawrzyniec. I know, like for a fact, that SandHippo doesn't have 2 defense cards. I don't know. I just have a very strong feeling that SandHippo doesn't. So now he actually gives Wawrzyniec an aggression on SandHippo, I would say. Goes for a very late Suez. Must be quite annoyed by this, that it's even on 2CA, very last card. Um, he wasn't Eleanor's, right? No. But I guess, yeah, he has something that's still worth. I mean, yeah, that is. He's the king of the military actions. And he also has the wealthy with the vast, so actually quite balanced on the blue tokens. And yeah, 3 rocks per turn, of course, very nice actually. So the only thing is kind of like the science now. There's like a multimedia here. Yeah. What does he take? The rocks back, and then it makes more war. I mean, it's crazy that no one got a tactic, like a real tactic. If they have like defensive army, this game is just completely over. Classic army, but they don't have. Uh, they don't have the tanks or anything. No knights. Takes selective breeding for some reason. Oh, away from Wawrzyniec. Oh, I see. That is actually quite annoying. Yeah, that is super nasty, actually. Yeah, good move. War declared, so no aggression against A440, who has, of course, the castle. But yeah, okay, so here it is. I mean, this is game over, basically. I mean, it's just so stupid. Defensive army is so stupid, man. Yeah, defensive army, lol. Wonder how long he had it. But yeah, it didn't look like people were seeding strength events, and he didn't want to give it to Martin too quickly, maybe, but or maybe he just didn't have the food or something. I don't know what happened exactly, but um, yeah, defensive army with Great Wall with this setup does have also the cavalryman, so we can even go into modern army. So yeah, I mean this is how I always play. Always get the 3 tactics or technologies. Did find enough population to do this also somehow, which I don't know how he did it. Honestly, like, how did he do that even? Like he had like no extra yellows or oh yeah, did he have oh yeah, he went for the hippo, so he had like 2 extra yellows. That's how he did it. Wait, hippo OP guys? Yeah, that's very nasty. I mean, okay, military alliance. Now we're finally picking up some speed. I mean, usually if someone goes, other people also have to go, but maybe they just don't have anything. So this is now the question. Um, go for a rocket. So yeah, he's gonna go for the mobile artillery also back. But yeah, of course. I mean, doesn't have any rocks. I guess patriotism reserves, but he can't even make another cannon or yeah, cannon. So he's gonna lose a lot, and you really don't want to get rid of a dude. I mean, maybe you get rid of a warrior, but honestly, no. You need this warrior for a population. You could just abandon it and then make a guy. But this could actually lose him the strategy, or he just gets a lot of science. But if you take away the strategy, then he is vulnerable afterwards as well. It could be very strong, even though it's not as useful for yourself. You can probably, yeah, you can definitely. Wawrzyniec now can just kill everyone, but Martin has given him +4, so he is not incentivized to to kill Martin here, and Martin will just go into the cannon and then it'll be safe. So and Martin also has good culture, so let's actually briefly look at it for a second. I mean, SandHippo was a little bit slow with his what. It was a bit delayed. There's another mechanized agriculture. Yeah, honestly, his 6 CA. There's a democracy here, but yeah, I mean, if he has the tactic, then it could be nice. But yeah, his food is actually already running out. I don't know. Everything kind of is a bit sad, actually. Like his CA is sad, his MA is sad, his rock production is the only thing that is like kind of fine, but not even anything to really speak home about. And his military is also not so great. And he just put in nothing. Okay. But yeah, at least he has computer, so he could, if he is a bit chill, is he a bit lucky, then he can go into like one of the good leaders. I mean, Bill Gates. Bill Gates. But yeah, maybe also like it's hard to go Sid Meier, I feel like, I don't know. Um, why is it hard to do Sid Meier? I don't know. It's just that you need some. I don't know. I feel like it needs a bit more eco or something. I don't know. Like Steve Jobs, he doesn't have enough. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, he could. He probably should. He can do it. Also, the happy faces is kind of fine. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, computers are super sick, but yeah, he's just a bit. I don't know. A bit behind. I feel like. I mean, normally you have this already like 2 turns earlier, and now he needs to go into the government, and then he needs to do computers, but he's also not safe. So there's a lot of problems. Martin, I think he's gonna be super chill actually. He actually has everything. He just needs to not get owned this turn if Wawrzyniec decides no, I need to kill Martin because he's actually doing quite well. Yeah, I mean, good CA, good MA, good rocks, good food, good culture. Um, should have yeah basically a vast territory here. This needs to go into cannon. Has the food for it. There's some cannons. Now the wonders are already here, which is also interesting. And as you can see, the wonders are just completely unpickable as kind of expected. The red cross is here. He has the architecture and a lot of food, but he needs this food for this. He almost needs to play like a organized religion, um, which would be kind of sad. But he kind of needs some happy faces. and there's no real good way. Mandela is also here. That could be a nice follow-up actually if he keeps a little bit unhappy face around, but I mean, you could abandon a mine even, honestly. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. Abandon the mine and just make like 2 cannons and like another drama. And I mean, would you go Grouch Plus here? I think it would not be bad. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, that was, yeah. So Martin is looking pretty good actually. And then Wawrzyniec, I mean, he's just too strong at the moment. If he gets Air Forces, just makes 2 Air Forces still. You even have the reserves potentially for food. But he doesn't have a lot of rocks actually. So he also needs to have something, like maybe if he gets like a plunder or something, raid. Um, but at least he has 5 MA, so he can do stuff while still drawing. He has a modern infantry, modern army potential. Does he go for the mechanized agriculture here? I mean, he's also expensive, also science. Can't do it right now, but probably could do it. Oh, it also gets rocks on the leader, but there's only one. Also gets science, one more science. So he could go actually mechanized agriculture right away. Could be interesting. If he gets like a plunder or something and then just does it, one. I think it would be nice. And then just hope that the Air Force drop at some point, and then it's interesting. I mean, he doesn't have the best eco actually, but he's just very strong, and people can't really actually fix it so easily. But yeah, like SandHippo can't actually fix it. This strength. I think he will be vulnerable for a while. Especially if Air Force drops, then he's just vulnerable forever. And an A440 also kind of similar. But at least he has like double patriotism somehow and the castle. So maybe he's getting a bit safe. But he doesn't actually, yeah, he can just make one guy, which is then plus 10. But actually his strategy is gonna go die, I think. And then he can just keep getting aggressed, I think. And I mean, maybe, I mean, he can send away a full rocket, but that is also not very pretty. But maybe that could make him safe because SandHippo is more vulnerable in many of these lines. So yeah, actually, who is doing? I feel Martin is kind of doing fine. Yeah, Martin is kind of doing maybe the best. Defensive army, and then if he gets Air Force, he's the safe. He has culture. So Impact are okay-ish. Yeah, I think like Martin should be kind of doing the best at the moment. But Wawrzyniec can just run away if he just draws good military stuff. But it depends on the Air Forces. And then I think if this is, I mean, I think SandHippo is actually not doing so well, funnily enough. I don't know. I mean, he does have some stuff, but I feel like he's just behind on everything just by 2 turns, and that's very bad if things are escalating. And yeah, 8440. I mean, he just doesn't have the rocks, but he got a lot of patriotism now, but also doesn't have food. I mean, mechanized agriculture then. I don't know. I mean, I feel like okay, Martin. I mean, okay, Martin. Yeah, okay, double cannon, and then what is it? That is like -4 plus 12, so plus 8 plus 14. Actually, 33. 33, yeah. Really depends on the Air Forces, that's for sure. If Wawrzyniec gets Air Forces on quick and he can do something with it, then he can just kill anyone. But Martin is looking the best, I think, and then Wawrzyniec actually. And then probably SandHippo, and then A440. Yeah, Martin Bashir just, yeah, Martin Bashir gets Air Force now, so actually he moves this. 17 doesn't cannot go into Air Force next turn, but maybe he just doesn't have rocks for it anyway, doesn't care. Actually goes for triple for a third this. And then what wants to do like triple cannon. Yeah, I mean probably international right plus not. I probably agree. Because you need like a lot of pop for all this nonsense then. Yeah, that's like the strategy. And that's is yeah, but again, yeah, exactly. This aggression is actually just free, so it does get the plunder. That is extremely important. Winston Churchill, interesting. I mean, interesting. Does make does make him basically say, because I mean, yeah, I mean this girl gives you one rock and some science and some culture. This basically just gives you three rock and three science if you do it. But I wonder if this means that he has. I mean, he must have. I don't know. Does he have like a modern army because of this or no? Or because Winston Churchill, if you don't get the cavalrymen down, it feels a bit, maybe a bit little. But now that he has the food, he could just keep making units. Then at least he gets three rocks per turn, which is quite nice. Do you feel like he would have a war already or something? Or is it just like the only way to win this is basically to do a very big war against Martin, otherwise Martin just wins. But yeah, so he either like bullies the other people a little bit and then he's a second, or does a somehow a big war against Martin. But if Martin already has air forces now, so it also feels, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Then is this the? I mean, he also gets corruption for it. I don't know. I mean, what is the idea here actually? To deny it from other people? From A440 who has like shortage of rocks? Not really sure exactly. I feel that like it must mean that he has like some modern army or something. That he was cavalryman and then also science for the air forces or something. I mean, the air forces are very likely for him because Martin gets the first. So this actually, um, I think it's like more than 80% that he gets one. Of course, it can be late, but I think it was like 81% he gets one. So, and then that goes like 12, 18. This is like 13, 17. Then he's like, but he could get one science from the girl, so I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly, but I feel like it means that he has like modern army and some war or something. I don't know. I feel like you have to have some stuff in hand or something. I don't know. It's weird. Not sure. Not really sure what to make of it. Okay, bids for this. Do you need the heavy face also? But oh, okay, yeah, that's very cheap. Didn't need happy faces, but yeah, get some. This culture is very big. Like, there's not a lot of culture production. Did any? Okay, how many impacts? One impact. One impact from A440. I mean, he just has the science stuff, basically. That's also it, by the way. Like, there's nothing else. So, like, impact of science, basically, has to be, or impact of, what is it called? Tech, potentially, yeah. Impact of tech or impact of science, basically guaranteed. I mean, what else? I mean, maybe just some impact of government or something, I guess. But yeah, not even, I mean, maybe agriculture is seedable, but there's not a lot seedable for A440 here. Takes a fundamentalism, which could actually be dangerous if he wants to go for a bit of science, potentially, with some computers here, but it's a good defensive option, of course, when you're on 2MA. I did miss actually that he got the justice system down at some point. I did miss it, but yeah, he got it down at some point. But yeah. Yeah, and of course, popularization of science also very nice for A440 here. SandHippo goes for the democracy. Yeah, the Wawrzyniec did lose his strength for the happy face territory, so he's a bit safe. Yeah, yeah. But all the wonders are going. As mentioned, they're very weird. They're hard to use. There's only Hollywood, which basically no one is gonna use. Prosperity, yeah. More food for the Red Cross also, but the Red Cross is already gone. Now 1, 2, and the next turn Air Force. So seems like not the target to war. EG is useless. Yeah, tanks also can threaten something. Also, if Wawrzyniec shows, then he can also go into tanks afterwards. Ooh, and here is the Air Forces. He cedes, which, yeah, that's civil unrest. I mean, yeah, the happy face things were very likely. But he cedes. Oh, was it? It was H3 event, yeah. For him, yeah, impact of strength. Yeah, I think everyone can see the impact of God, but everyone can see like impact of happy kind of maybe. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in the end, yes. Food, fine. Food seems fine. But yeah, he's more of the strength related stuff. Especially now with the Air Forces. Goes back to 44. Does not have enough for the rifleman, so this could be a bit costly if he has like an aggression or something. It goes for the small one at least. Yeah, so this is probably enough for aggressions. Also, it's 3 MA, so yeah, very smart. But no cavalryman, so it's really just for the air for, or is he going? I don't know. Just to get some more rocks or something. I don't know, but he had like he lost like 2 rocks immediately. So it looked and it cost like 3 CA. I don't know, it looked a bit strange in a way, but okay, territory. At this point, people are very scared. Also, Wawrzyniec doesn't bid, which probably means that he has something that he wants to do, like an aggression. Uh, but yeah, of course, A440 can rebuild now. SandHippo can rebuild right away if it can send away something. Just a knight. But even then, it could be not even worth it anymore at this point. Even just a knight could be too much because you don't have too much population, even though you get like four back. I mean, it's basically just, yeah, rebuild. You just lose some rocks and a CA, so it could sometimes just, and also a draw, so. Doesn't have a tactic, but he just upgrades. It does have 40 strength, honestly. Pretty cool. Military build-up. And with the fundamentalism, can go up to relatively high strength with also, of course, the castle. So yeah, SandHippo should be very worried at the moment. Tourism. Sorry, to who? Wawrzyniec. Ooh, interesting. Everyone has 2. Doesn't give it to Martin, which seems to be winning unless Wawrzyniec wars. Actually, somehow, wait, what happened here? How did Wawrzyniec? Oh yeah, he got the 11 points from the thing, but I feel like Martin was just ahead by culture by a lot. And also culture production. So how did people sort of catch up? I mean, the 11, basically. Did I miss like an aggression or something? No, right? There was also this one, yeah, the one which is basically an impact with the 11 science. So I guess Wawrzyniec got 11 science from the territory, and A440 got 11 science, sorry, culture for the 11 science thing, and Martin only got 2. So I guess that is basically how they caught up a lot of culture suddenly. Maybe also seed some 3 points extra for seeding is also good. Um, But yeah, everyone seeded 1 impact so far. Not true, actually. Red seeded 2, yeah. But yeah, it's actually pretty close. And this science thing is actually a bit scary because if SandHippo goes into this computers, but I don't know, maybe it's already too late. I mean, basically impact of science and impact of technology. A440 seeded 2 things. And honestly, those are like the only things that he wants to seed. I mean, he has some neutral ones, I'm sure. Like agriculture and government and maybe even progress. Yeah. But this is it's actually getting interesting. Yeah, this is not even close to being good enough for a defense. But yeah, he does what he can. That goes for Mandela for 3. Huh? Oh, that's what happened. Oh, he didn't copy the defensive army yet. Lol, wait, I missed that. Yeah, hmm? Oh, he didn't copy it yet. I guess he had like triple of these, so one of this was not enough. But he had 2. Huh? He didn't copy it. I don't know. Just wanted the draws and maybe he even had a defense, or he just thought, okay, he's getting +4 strength, so he really doesn't want to attack, which I think it is true. But yeah, he is now 47. But Wawrzyniec, I mean, let's see. I mean, how much does he have? 9, 12. Oh God. I mean, yes. He goes up to what? 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 3, 9, 14, 16, 16, 75. 75. Missing 2 rocks. Yeah. Missing 2 rocks. Martin. Or, yeah. I mean, eco progress. Economic progress. Or something. Arms industry. Um, But yeah, it seems like Martin can get owned here, and if you're Wawrzyniec and you have a war, I think you just hit Martin here and you win. Because Martin can only make 1 more Air Force, which is just +11. So he goes like 58, and Wawrzyniec can do way more. Ooh. Okay, he can still war next turn. Tries to spy. Hmm. I mean, I think I would war this turn, because I don't know next turn, but I mean, I haven't calculated. I mean, how many rocks per turn? 8 rocks per turn, so 18. Okay, 18 is not 19 at least. So maybe it's still fine, but if he gets any, I mean, is it still? No, actually there's nothing left. So maybe he can even give it the, I mean, I don't know. I mean, right now he can just do this and Air Force and does a big war. Otherwise, if he does a war later, then he would basically need a better tactic to make that work. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Because he can't really, doesn't have enough, he can't really make another army or anything. So let's see. Which rockets? Or oh, yeah. So basically this. Only 65. Well, that's not even that much, actually. I thought it would have been more for some reason. 65. And Martin can get 58. I mean, that is 58 plus 7. It's a difference of 24. That's honestly, it's dangerous because the impacts are not so good. If you get the impact of strength in there, then maybe you can be confident. But he's quite close to everyone. But yeah, I guess like then use the plus 24. Then he wins against Martin, I think, because his impacts I think are still better. I mean, Martin can do impact of colony. Science is bad, but Martin's or Wawrzyniec's science is also bad. But at least he has like impact of tech is actually somehow not bad. Oh, because he like took away all the science, right? It's like the strategy, so this progress is not even bad. But yeah, Martin can get the impact of culture, can get the impact of territory, baby. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, if he should war now, basically, if he should war Martin. Um, I'm wondering. I mean, okay, A440. I mean, the thing is, like, he seeded two things. I feel like, mm, yeah, he actually has quite decent impacts because he has science. If you have science, you have good impacts. So if you war more time with a little bit, then you might lose on impacts. And A440 can take Bill, so he actually gets a lot of rocks for the end. In the end, maybe make something with your build up also. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, we'd have to think a lot about it. Oil. Oh. But he only has 6 rocks, so yeah, I mean this ward not getting better, really. So it seems like he didn't have a ward then, right? I mean I feel like yeah, he would always ward last turn. A440. Yeah, Bill Gates, is he gonna trick everyone? Or like not trick, but like I don't know, he was not looking so great, I thought. Did I say he would be last? I thought he would be last, yeah. Because I thought his eco was just a bit too bad. What is SandHippo getting for leader? Actually, like, like what is his leader? Einstein or what? Einstein with all his science or what's going on? I mean, he probably needs to spend his science on the Air Force and then military theory. So yeah, he actually just doesn't have a leader. um. Okay, but is this war still going on or not? I mean, did he draw a war? Um. Let's see. I mean, this is 14. That sounds like a problem. That's plus 20. Um, this is yeah, also too much now. Now he can't war anymore, or what's going on? Yeah. How much strength did he have? Like, what is happening here? He just destroyed everything. Wait, what happened? What just happened here? Wait, I didn't get it actually. 47. Ah, 47. Yeah, 47 is not a lot, but if you have some defense cards, mm, maybe try to hold on one more turn. Because you definitely have a lot of MA, so you don't need to commit right now, I think. And if you take away this alchemy, then balance also suck. science already sucked. But probably impact of competition or strength is in there at least, so that is. So what is happening here? Is it... What is happening here? Does he show a tactic? No. Okay, okay, let's look one more time. Actually, I mean, okay, he doesn't have defense card, so he thinks he's getting aggressed or something. But if he aggress, he loses 4 strength first of all, so 61. So he now what? He really doesn't want to get in armed intervention, I guess. SandHippo only has 4 cards, which would be like 6 plus 3 is 9. So he can defend with 1 card, okay? Did he lose his strength now yet? Or no? Okay, lost his strength, yeah. So Martin, I mean, he has 6. So if he has 1 defense card, it's like 53. Plus 6 is 59. So he only needs to make like 1 cannon or 1 air force, kind of. But the problem is he's like out of happy faces. So I guess that's the thing. So he needs to destroy for this happy face. Now he needs to destroy again to even be safe. Okay, I mean, did you build up patience? Yeah. Makes a cannon. Okay. Kills this. Now, what I find slightly weird about this is now he has 12 left. And if he didn't kill this second, or if he didn't kill this mine, then he would have 14. Then he can just make double air force, basically, to defend. Because now he did this, and now he can just make like another 11. That would be 70. Okay, maybe this is enough. Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess that's just enough. Yeah. But I don't know. It looks a bit strange in a way. I guess it's that he is running out of, or like he has corruption problems. If he doesn't exactly use up all his rocks. I mean, unless he makes another dude, but that dude is also unhappy. I mean, you could do the dude, maybe. But then you can't kill your agriculture, but you don't need to make, basically, you don't need to make this, or maybe he does, if he doesn't have any defense card. Maybe he just doesn't have any defense card. Now he needs to be at this safe. I mean, no, right? I mean, -3 is 56, that's already safe. So, why are we making the cannon? Instead of just like keeping the agriculture. And just pop, and then next turn, with the extra rocks, basically we would have 12 rocks, then we could actually just make some religions and stuff. If we don't get Yeah, basically this. Not really sure. Right? I mean, basically, if you just pop instead of doing this cannon, then you don't have corruption. Then instead of the 5 rocks, then you have 12 rocks. Then if you get ward, I think then you just kill off your mines, and you still don't have famine. And you do the same strength. I mean, you can't really get ward anyway. You can't even get ward. So now there's like a cannon here, but can't you just like make maybe some religions instead or something? I mean, maybe he knows that the competition is in there, and he doesn't really care or something. It could be. Endowment. Ooh, I mean, it doesn't really matter. No, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Because now this farm is also just dead, which also kills his agriculture. Which there's like here agriculture, here agriculture, here agriculture. So yeah, his impacts are very bad. Obviously, now balance is 0. Agriculture is -2 or yeah, it's like -2 or what? Oh, there is arms industry actually. Oh, lol. So yeah, there was arms industry actually. Lol. There was something about someone needing 2 more rocks. I think Martin needing like 2 more rocks. Um, at some other point, but yeah, yeah, no war. What did he do? Seed? Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, he got two. Oh lol. I see. Ah yeah, he got 2 rocks and then another 3 rocks. He now he has this, and now if he has, he didn't have enough rocks without. No what? Oh yeah, because yeah, basically he gets +4, right? Did he get +4? Oh yeah, he got +4. So now he would have the war with this. Oh lol. So if someone seeded, mm, then he could have actually warred. But neither SandHippo or Martin seeded. If they seeded, oh my god, I really wonder if Wawrzyniec was the one that seeded this event. Then he was like, oh my god, if it is seeded, then I would have this super big war. Oh no, that would have been annoying. Well, talking about impact of agriculture. Yeah, so 2 yellow, 2 red. They didn't see it last these guys, so I'm not really. Oh, okay. I was gonna say they don't really expect the seed now then, or did they still have a draw? I don't know. Yeah, a bit of balance now. Yeah, Einstein for a font. Also agriculture. Someone has seeded agriculture, surely. And yeah, population I think is pretty equal actually. A for 40 a bit low. Oh yeah, Martin's like, yeah, the agriculture. Yeah. The agriculture. Yeah. Lol. Yeah. Endowment for 0. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe then he could have won a religion or something. I mean, but yeah, it doesn't really matter too much, probably. Surely. Wawrzyniec hits Martin for the armed intervention. That is of course, very big. And it's very, very close, actually. Ooh, spicy, spicy. Goes for the science. Just, just goes for the science. Against Martin getting plus 15. Very nice. Very cool, actually. Yeah, yeah, just get plus 15 there. Impact of science. Wow. Plus 15 and plus 14 for the armed intervention. That is huge. But impact of culture, Martin. But A440 seeded like three things, and there's like nothing he can seed. I mean, it's impact this, impact of agriculture, there's like two. Impact of science, Wawrzyniec seeded, right? Or is he just calling? Maybe he's just guessing that A440. It could definitely be. It's a good guess because A440 doesn't have infinite things to seed, but yeah, impact of progress, impact of this could also still be. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. What is he doing? Oh, yeah, yeah. For the impact of strength. Yeah, impact of strength is very likely for Wawrzyniec. So yeah. Oh, and right away, yeah, Martin is just getting blasted by the science. Bill, how much bill is there? Four or what is it? Six? Yeah, six bill. So 105. I mean, Martin is now already caught, and his balance is out and his technology is out. So those were like the ones that hurt him the most. But impact of science has to be in, and that is very dangerous. And impact of strength should also be in. So Wawrzyniec is actually getting 2 times 15 here probably. Yeah, there's impact of science. A440 getting 10. And there's, oh yeah, the impact of agriculture, of course, but at least he saved that one with 9, but still worse than everyone else. Impact of progress is in. I didn't really see anyone being very high on that, but again, Martin is lowest. And then impact of carbon also, yeah, was everyone could have seeded. No impact happy, that could have also been basically everywhere. Holy shit. Oh, and then plus 9, or what? Plus 6, sorry, plus 6. And Wawrzyniec takes it by the insane last round with like armed intervention, then also winning impact of science and impact of strength. Suddenly another 30 against, no, is it 30 against Martin? No, but like 25 against Martin. So like mm, 35 plus 14 is like almost 50 points against Martin on those impact plus the aggression. So yeah, Martin was doing very well, even though he has had super bad impacts. He also at least had impact of culture, which how didn't have the colony, but yeah, he just didn't have much else competition. But everyone else had competition. Um, but the armed intervention hurt him by the fact that he now, okay, he's still second to be fair, but yeah, now it's like extremely close. Otherwise, he would have just gotten. Yeah. So basically, what I want to say is like, even though his impact were so bad, he was so ahead that it looked very good for him still. But yeah, he got hit by everything. He got hit by everything actually. Impact of science, impact of the other thing from science, technology. Yeah, basically everything. And Wawrzyniec even gets there without the war, without the big war from '93. Yeah, interesting, right? I mean, yeah. He just took this Churchill, got like corruption for it. Only did the Air Force with it, so no like modern army, but And he didn't even have a war in his hand, which was also obvious. Or did he have a war in his hand? I mean, he could have always drawn it, but I think there was like one turn that he should have warred Martin if he had a war instead of the spy. Like that, I don't think that made sense if he had a war, unless he was like this arms industry is gonna do it for me. That could have been true. It's like it's surely the arms industry, but I think at this point, if you just war Martin, if you know what you know with all the impacts in your hand and that you have an armed intervention, but maybe also you drew that later. But yeah, then probably should have could have war. But yeah, if he really knew about the arms industry and then saved the war for that, or he maybe just didn't have a war. But yeah, Wawrzyniec, no. So yeah, I thought A440 would, yeah, I mean this is basically it's all the same basically. So I thought A440 would be last and then SandHippo third, but I thought Martin would have won and Wawrzyniec second. Well, yeah, this is basically just the same, but yeah, well, Martin. Yeah, so okay, but after the two games now, A440 won the first one. So what is the thing now? Basically, it's six, and then this is 3 plus 1, so both get two, I guess. So A440 at eight, Wawrzyniec at six because he was last, and then Martin gets two. Last time was three, I believe. So now five, and then SandHippo at three. So eight, six, five, three, I believe. Yeah, very very cool and there for sure. It's fun when everyone still has a chance somehow, and yeah, the impacts, the science impacts especially really hurt. I mean, basically the zero science just gave him zero on balance, zero on impact of science, and zero on, well, not zero, but what was it? Only four on impact of technology. That was a lot. So the Bach was actually quite nice here. This was actually a perfect Bach. Like a lot of like it's like eight H1 tech H. I mean he had Bach plus drama on the same like for like both one CA or something. He has the H1 economy, but he has extra food. So he just has extra population for the drama. That's like perfect. And then yeah. I do wonder though. I mean about this thing at the end a bit with what I was mentioning about this cannon, right? Like why he made the another cannon. I mean, maybe I don't know. I think at that point you don't know yet because actually what happened is he made the farm back also, so that cost like an extra 4 rocks. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he did need it for the impact of strength as well. This cannon, so and then he would have to like abandon this mine instead maybe to make this religion. I mean, technically that could have been possible with the extra rocks that he would have then, and then he would actually have one more culture, and that would one culture would be the difference between shared second. But yeah, anyway, I mean, yeah, cool game, cool game. So it was actually quite a chill game. People were getting some strength, but no tactics. A440 with the early tactic, but couldn't go into it because everyone else got the cannons. A440 got completely stuck with the strength with no not getting his phalanx out. That was also quite interesting. So he was actually looking quite behind. He did end up losing, of course, but it was only by 1 point. But his yeah his two wonders were equal to one warrior for half the game, which is not very efficient. But he got some sick scientific method, Newton and stuff. Oh my god, did I really do this for 2 hours and 10 minutes? Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, I'll cover some 3P and White and Balm as well. So make sure you look at that for some more high level gameplay. And yeah, have a good one.